Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter. It's Wednesday, July 24th. Checking in now with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett, who has a look at our forecast. Art, I can tell you it's freezing in our studio.
It is indeed, my friend, as always. But we're going to see up in Alaska, they're holding on to some cooler conditions. Also, well up to the north by Ladysmith, they're around 55 degrees to 56 degrees right about now. We have some morning fog to contend with, though, to start. Then we get into the sunshine for everybody. How about this, though? Later on in the week, we'll get back to seasonal average temperatures, warming up to at least above seasonal average temperatures going into your weekend, and followed by some storms possibly beginning Sunday night, going into Monday, Tuesday, and of course breaking down by then. Here's a look at the fog. You can see Ladysmith up to about 9 miles visibility. Patchy fog around us. We just saw Sparta just kind of change right there. They're in patchy fog now, 7 miles of visibility. Down to the south, they're at least in some patchy fog with rainfall down just far south of Prairie du Chien, just out of their area. Today, you can see partly cloudy skies expected to finish out the day. Then scattered storms coming in, as I've mentioned already, for Monday and Tuesday. Take a look at here. You can see the rainfall kind of slipping down past Prairie du Chien. You can see that continuing on. When I come back, I'll have more about your forecast and how it all plays out for you today and the days ahead.
Thank you, Art. We'll see you then. Disgraced New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez is set to resign effective August 20th. That comes a week after the once powerful Democrat was found guilty of 16 felony corruption charges and mounting pressure from members of his own party to step down or risk possible expulsion from Congress. Menendez is accused of taking bribes to advance Egyptian military interests and secure investments from Qatari officials. He's set to be sentenced on October 29th and is facing up to 222 years in prison. Menendez says he plans to appeal. This morning, a major change at the U.S. Secret Service. The director is stepping down after the agency failed to prevent an attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
This morning, the director of the Secret Service is out, just one day after admitting to serious failures before Congress.
The assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump on July 13th is the most significant operational failure of the Secret Service in decades.
In a letter to colleagues, Kimberly Cheadle wrote, "This incident does not define us," and that she doesn't want calls for her resignation to be a distraction. In a statement, President Biden said Cheadle had shown incredible integrity. The announcement less than 2 weeks after the attempt on former President Trump's life at a Pennsylvania rally.
I take full responsibility for any security lapse.
But lawmakers argue it's what Cheadle wouldn't say during that hearing that pushed for their calls of resignation.
We didn't get any answers of any significance.
The commissioner of Pennsylvania State Police gave a more detailed account to lawmakers Tuesday, saying 2 local police snipers were posted with a view of the roof used by the gunman, but left their post to search for him, and that a local officer came face to face with the shooter just minutes before the gunman pulled the trigger.
Now we have to look forward, ensure that the mistakes don't ever happen again, and that we have proper leadership there.
This week, the House is set to vote on establishing a bipartisan task force to investigate the assassination attempt.
This morning, FBI Director Christopher Wray is expected to be before the House Judiciary Committee to face more tough questions about the department's probe into the assassination attempt. Congressman Derek Van Orden doubling down on his call for Vice President Harris to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Biden from office. Van Orden is one of many GOP lawmakers who have called for President Biden's removal. They cite Biden's withdrawal from the 2024 race as proof of cognitive decline. Van Orden says that creates a national security concern.
This is a national security issue. So he is cognitively compromised to the point where he can't function and perform his constitutional duties. And I read the Constitution. Section 4 of the 25th Amendment is very specific. If the President of the United States is incapable of performing his or her duties, they need to be removed from office.
The 25th Amendment allows the vice president to remove a president in the event they are no longer capable of fulfilling the duties of office. Constitutional experts say that would be controversial because the 25th Amendment was written with physical disabilities in mind. Vice President Kamala Harris met voters in the Milwaukee area for her first public event since President Biden left the race. Harris echoed Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin, who said the path to the presidency goes through Wisconsin. Joe Biden won the state in 2020 by just 20,000 votes. Harris said she'd put her record as a former attorney general and U.S. senator against Donald Trump any day of the week. She also leaned strongly into calls for restoring reproductive freedom.
We who believe in reproductive freedom will stop Donald Trump's extreme abortion bans because we trust women to make decisions about their own body.
Just like Harris, Baldwin will be on the ballot this fall as she seeks a third term. She touted her own record fighting for reproductive freedom and health care access.
Eric Hovde celebrated when Roe was overturned. Meanwhile, I am the one leading the effort to restore reproductive freedoms with my Women's Health Protection Act. I wrote the provision in the Affordable Care Act that allows young people to stay on their parents' health insurance until they turn 26.
Harris and Baldwin both thanked the president for his years of service, Baldwin calling Sunday's decision an incredible act of patriotism. Happening today, President Biden will deliver a national address from the Oval Office on his decision to drop out of the 2024 race. The primetime speech is expected to start at 7 tonight Central. It also comes as the White House is reporting President Biden is no longer testing positive for COVID and his symptoms have gone away. Also happening today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to address Congress on Capitol Hill as U.S. and Israeli officials voice optimism about the end of the war. On Monday, President Biden said he believed the different parties were on the verge of being able to secure a deal. But a source familiar with the negotiations says Israel won't submit its latest response until after Netanyahu's meeting with Biden. Some lawmakers are already voicing concerns and say they are skipping Netanyahu's speech.
I'm not going because Benjamin Netanyahu has led that region into a complete humanitarian disaster. He has put his own personal interests ahead of the interests of the people of his country, and what he has done in Gaza is unspeakable.
It all comes as Israeli officials believe 116 people abducted during the October 7th Hamas attack are still in Gaza. It's not known how many of them are alive. On Monday, Netanyahu met with some family members of hostages in D.C. A church in Clark County is a total loss after a fire. The Emmanuel Lutheran Longwood Church caught fire early Tuesday morning, according to a Facebook post. These photos show significant fire damage to the church buildings, although the parish hall appears to have survived unscathed. The cause of the blaze remains unclear, and nobody was hurt. 2 people are dead after a motorcycle crash in Crawford County. Authorities say the accident happened late Monday north of Boscobel. Around 10:15, the motorcycle crossed both lanes of traffic at high speed and struck a rock wall near the intersection of US 61 and State Highway 60. The driver and passenger were killed in the crash. They were identified as 43-year-old David Filyaw and 42-year-old Alicia Bell, both of Muskota. The intersection where the crash happened has raised safety concerns and is the site of a WisDOT improvement project. Undeveloped land on West Salem's east side could turn into housing. The county has owned that land since the 1800s. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall has more on the options on the table for La Crosse County.
Nick Lupint has lived in West Salem for 25 years. He doesn't like the idea of undeveloped land becoming more housing.
Developing a plot of land for workforce housing doesn't sound like something that is going to really benefit West Salem, in my opinion. It's stayed small town feeling, and I would be hesitant with how that would set a different precedent.
The land was originally more than 500 acres. According to District 27 Supervisor Paul Winch, half of that remains to be developed.
With the growth of the industrial park and the jobs and the community in general, there's need for housing.
Some of the land has become home to a business park and Lakeview Health Center. Other options would be to do nothing or sell it to a developer. But Winch says housing is the most critical.
As the jobs increase in the industrial area and the size of the school district increases, there's a need for housing, and it's walkable. And so that's why this is a wonderful opportunity. It's contiguous with the rest of the village.
The La Crosse County Board anticipates the population to increase in the county 10 to 15% by 2040. More housing would add 500 plus units consisting of single-family townhomes and duplexes, generating $97 million in tax revenue to the county, village, and school district. Living there would be another way to go green.
Future housing here would be walkable to downtown West Salem, walkable to the schools, walkable to the people who we need to fill the jobs that are in the industrial park that continues to grow.
Salem, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now this morning.
The housing is estimated to cost $9.5 million to build. The county hopes to make a decision soon. The city of Onalaska is unveiling its Live Ona 2040 comprehensive plan. The city worked alongside an urban planning firm over the past year, creating a vision for the next 10 to 20 years. Last night was the last public workshop, giving the public another opportunity to share their ideas about the plan, covering everything from city development, housing, affordability, and the historic preservation of the city.
It also includes our public facilities like our parks and recreation. Do we need to redevelop some of our playgrounds? So it can be everything from police and fire to how we handle recycling services in our communities.
The city of Onalaska hopes to start adopting the plan in the fall. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news. Nearly 40% of Americans worry their family income won't be enough to meet expenses. American Airlines announces new automated tags for mobility devices, and Ryanair's cheaper summer fares are still going on. And Delta Airlines says its operations might not be back to normal till the end of the week. We'll have more on what to do if you've been caught in the chaos. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Mattel has announced it's partnering with several charities to create the newest blind Barbie doll. The packaging features Braille writing. Barbie will also carry a white and red cane and wear sunglasses on her head for additional eye protection. The new doll also comes with brightly colored hook fasteners to make it simpler to change Barbie's clothes. This is Mattel's latest move to make the iconic doll more inclusive. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a live wake-up call look at Charlotte, North Carolina. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is next.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our health care and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, we're making it easier than ever to furnish your home with name brand, top quality furniture. For a limited time, you'll save with store-wide sale prices. Plus, we'll pay your sales tax. Sofas and sectionals from Smith Brothers, Lazy Boy, and Flex Steel. Bedrooms and dining rooms from Canal Dover and Daniels Amish. They're all at sale prices. And now, we'll pay your sales tax. But it's only for a limited time at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Voted your favorite furniture store.
Hi, I'm Brody from Great River Harley Davidson. If you haven't been in this year, consider this your invitation to stop by. Adam Sandoval's Great American Convoy will be riding into Great River Thursday, July 25th from 3 to 5, raising money for the Wounded Warrior Project. Meet Adam Sandoval, donate to the Wounded Warriors, and ride with the convoy.
Whether it's your first time on a bike or you've been riding for years, I want to invite you to stop into Great River Harley-Davidson.
Hey golfers, we're adding a little Yuletide cheer to the fairway at Drugan's Castle Mound with our Christmas in July gift certificate sale. For the month of July, purchase a certificate with a $60 value for only $50. Visit us online at drugans.com or call 526-4144 to add some swings to your summer stocking.
At Drugan's Country Club, yes, Drugan.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back. Hey, we have that fog out there right about now. I still want to let you know it's there in case you're doing some driving this early morning. It's patchy to dense fog, but mostly in the patchy nature. A lot of it is starting to spread a little bit more to the west as well and getting out of the way. Why we have a little bit of rainfall down to the south. You can see it. It's going through Mason City and then tracking just a little farther south away from Prairie du Chien and then getting down the river. All right, that being said, your current temperature is 55 in Ladysmith. They haven't backed off of that. It's still pretty chilly for them. Then extending as you go down towards I-94, you're looking at least 60s widespread, and then we're holding on to that for the early morning hours for now. Current dew points are in the 50s and some 60s. They're kind of backing off from what we had yesterday. Here's a look at the rainfall, what we picked up since 3 o'clock yesterday as into about 5 p.m. or a.m. so far this morning. All right, so look ahead here for La Crosse. You're going to see 60s coming in through the middle morning hours, losing that cloud cover, getting into the sunshine. And Eau Claire will do the same. They'll start off with the fog, maybe patchy or so in nature, getting into some sunshine early, and right through sunrise, they're getting into the 60s, the 70s, and then they'll hold on to those middle 60s, possibly a wee bit more. All right, that being said, you can see Red Wing 79 degrees, Eau Claire 76 degrees, 80 for La Crosse, 78 for Prairie du Chien, Viroqua about 75, and then getting into areas by Wisconsin Rapids about 77 degrees, and par for the course for everybody in that area. I'll have more about your forecast coming up for you in just a bit.
In your consumer news this morning, a new poll finds nearly 40% of Americans worry most or all of the time that their family income just won't be enough to meet expenses. That's up from 28% in December 2021, and it's similar to the numbers seen during the Great Recession. Significant numbers of Americans said they're adding side jobs, cutting down on driving, and even putting more expenses on credit cards. Despite national statistics showing unemployment is low and inflation is cooling, millions of Americans are still hurting from years of inflation. American Airlines, meanwhile, announcing a new step to help improve the travel experience for passengers with disabilities. The carrier is launching an automated tag for mobility devices. They'll contain specific customer data, including itineraries, device weight, and the number of items to be taken on board. American is the first airline in the country to implement such a program. They say actions like this have noticeably improved its handling rate for wheelchairs and other mobility devices over the past year. And it may feel like the end of summer, but Ryanair says its cheap summer fares may still be ahead. The UK-based company says summer airfares have been, quote, materially lower than last year, and that its average fare fell 15% from April to June this year. The company also says its passenger numbers increased to 55.5 million in the first quarter, despite multiple Boeing delivery delays. Delta Airlines says its operations might not be back to normal until the end of the week. The result is ongoing problems with flight cancellations and missing luggage. Amy Kiley has advice from experts on what to do if you've been caught up in the mess.
This is about as bad as it gets for an airline.
Officials estimate the Delta meltdown involves more than 500,000 passengers, and that's not counting earlier issues with other carriers.
This is one of, if not the biggest airline meltdowns ever.
Here are 3 tips from experts for affected travelers. 1, recognize the situation is ongoing. Delta says operations might not be back to normal until the end of the week. The result is stranded passengers and luggage, as even NBA legend Charles Barkley saw in Atlanta.
I'm looking around. It's going to be a minute because it's a lot of luggage here. I just flew in today, didn't have any issues. Well, I don't know that yet. I haven't found my golf clubs yet.
2. Save receipts. Delta says it will reimburse hotel, meal, and ground transportation expenses for long delays and cancellations. Other airlines have similar policies. Travel insurance or even some credit card protections might cover additional items. As for unused airfare,
When an airline cancels or significantly delays a flight, you are entitled to a refund, not just a travel credit or a voucher.
3. Contact the Department of Transportation if needed. The agency says it wants to know if airlines violate federal rules.
We informed Delta today that DOT is launching an investigation into the breakdown of operations and into the customer service situation.
It's working tirelessly to make things right for consumers and to restore reliable service. That's it for your morning consumer news. The time now is 6:19. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist.
I'm sorry, I almost overstepped you there. Hey, as you know, current temperatures are in the 50s widespread. Once you get down a little bit farther south, you're looking at Winona 63, Red Wing 61. Those 60s start to move in from Minneapolis and extending all the way down into La Crosse. We're in the middle 60s and some low 60s in some locations. That being said, we take a quick peek here as how this will all look for us as we go into the upcoming day here. We're looking at some rainfall starting out in Mason City, some showers there, and storm activity kind of, you can see the thunderstorm lightning strikes kind of pushing through there, getting closer to Prairie du Chien, where you can see that rainfall is well to the south of them. But again, that's some significant looking rainfall right there, and it's a nice little line of storm activity. That being said, fortunately, it's not going through their area. All right, so take a look here what we've got going on for you. It's patchy fog, then we've got some sunshine. We get into the late week, we're going to start to get you back to seasonal averages, and then we're going to warm it up even more so as humidity starts to build in from that ring of fire down over there in the Four Corners region. It's going to grab some of that moisture and get a little bit closer to us with storm activity coming in Sunday night, Monday night, I should say Monday, Tuesday, and then kind of tapering off with those storms. Now, that being said, we take a quick peek at how it all plays out. Partly cloudy skies possibly today. Maybe some days we'll have a little extra sunshine for us, but we'll see some sunshine up in Eau Claire to start the better part of the day. And then once we get into the storm activity, you can see that's going to be happening as we get deeper into, again, the weekend and over again to the end. Take a look here. This is the Four Corners region here. It's hot and dry out there. You know it's going to average around 85 to about 112 degrees in some cases. Then we've got the mild going on near us. We put it in motion for you, and you can see the moisture starting to build up, heading up all the way to Edmonton, working its way down on the other side, down to the south. Well, that rainfall is kind of pulling in from the south and starting to get wrapped around into that moisture as well. We get a little bit closer, and it all starts to get closer to us from Winnipeg all the way down to the Twin Cities, moving into St. Louis, and then extending in. It starts to reach into Iowa, and then you can see the clouds already starting to build going into Sunday. The rainfall starts to move in from the south on us here and continues to build up going into La Crosse, extending into possibly Eau Claire. And then, of course, we'll see that rainfall collapse on top of us going into Sunday night. The rainfall really begins to pick up, and you're going to see some storms actually kind of popping in around La Crosse right there. Boom. Storm activity is there. It continues on, and you're going to eventually see it all kind of wrap around that area of low pressure with some storm activity embedded in that between La Crosse and Green Bay. And then it all tracks out to the east, and it's up and out of the area. Then once we get into how that will look for next week, we start to say, hey, partly cloudy skies possibly coming back after that. Maybe so. Why? Because we're going to go with 80 degrees today. We'll go to 84 tomorrow. More sunshine for Friday, Saturday, going into Sunday with a 20% chance of rain and partly cloudy skies. There are your storms Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday of next week, you're back into the 90s, of course, and the sunshine. Back to you.
Time is 6:22. Still ahead on your morning news, your bathroom habits may be a window to your health. Your research suggests irregular bowel movements could signal serious chronic diseases. Coming up in your morning medical news, is your body sending you a warning? Discover why constipation might just be more than just an inconvenience.
The Blitz, some Summer League basketball, plus postseason Legion baseball. That and more coming up next.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride.
But I already paid.
Tell me about like the day that you first found out about Nolan's birth defects.
Everything was normal up until my 20-week ultrasound. I learned my baby would not survive. I did not have the choice to do what was right for me and my family. To think that there's a possibility of a national abortion ban scares me to death.
Derek Van Orden and his extreme positions around reproductive freedoms are why I'm running for Congress. I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Member Appreciation Event. While we offer unbeatable deals every day, now through July 31st, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive deals. Like $100 instant savings on 4 Michelin, BF Goodrich, or Uniroyal tires. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings on any set of 4. Rewards members save $3 on Blaine's Lawn and Garden utility batteries. Not a rewards member? Sign up at checkout or online. Don't miss our Rewards Member Appreciation Event going on now.
Blocked from watching the big match? Save the day by using the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Card and choose to earn 3% cash back on online purchases, like live streaming.
Our phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think?
Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a program making a big difference in the lives of those coping with losing a limb, as well as those providing assistance. Thursday at 6, we'll get you in touch with the innovative LEAP program at UWL and how it's increasing both quality of life and care for amputees.
Little Summer League hoops action. UWL Girls Summer League concluded last night. 47 teams represented 23 schools from around the area in different age groups, and the championship featured Caledonia and Aquinas. A couple teams used to winning in the winter, battling for some Summer League t-shirts early on in this one. Aubrey Klug creating some space and knocking down the mid-range jumper. Sammy Davis was all over the place in this one. Here she is creating a one-man fast break and finishes through contact for the and one. A little later, it's Davis skipping it over to Olivia Pasale, and her triple try is true. That puts Aquinas up by 4. But the Warriors were not backing down in this one, as the fadeaway is gonna go. Aquinas would take control in the second half, though, and they are crowned champions of the annual UWL Girls Summer League. All right, Legion playoffs in Minnesota. Caledonia posts 191, hosting Rushford posts 94. Trojans with the bases loaded in the first. Caden Johnson lines one out to right field. That is deep enough to score a run on the sac fly. Rushford takes the early lead. Next batter, Evan Kammerer. He gets one through to left field. That brings in another run. Rushford doubles their lead. Caledonia then trying to answer. Man on second for Hunter Getzinger. He grounds one past the infield, and they are going to send the runner home, but that is going to be a mistake as he is gunned down at the plate. Caledonia remains scoreless. The Trojans were everywhere on defense last night. Line drive to center field. Carson Johnson going all out for the diving catch. That makes the inning go over, and then the Warriors with the bases loaded. Rushford is going to turn the 6-4-3 double play. They get out of the inning as they would go on to win this one 3-1. Well, day 2 of Packers training camp is complete, and it was a little bit of a wet one at Ray Nitschke Field yesterday. And as you might be able to imagine, the offense had a couple more struggles than the defense, and that could also be because of the absence of this guy. Jordan Love still with no deal, but he was still braving the conditions for some moral support. Many believe a deal will be done by the end of the week. And one of the stars of the practice today was Rashawn Gary, who was putting some constant pressure on the opposing quarterback. He said being back out there in the rain made him feel like a kid again.
Bring me back to my childhood. You don't go outside when you're playing Pop Warner, man. That just, brings out the football in me, bring out the inner kid in me. But going out there, don't matter if it's rain, snow, just playing ball with the team and getting better. Another day in camp, love it.
Looking for a big year from Rashawn. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means
keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, we're making it easier than ever to furnish your home with name brand, top quality furniture. For a limited time, you'll save with store-wide sale prices. Plus, we'll pay your sales tax. Sofas and sectionals from Smith Brothers, Lazy Boy, and Flex Steel. Bedrooms and dining rooms from Canal Dover and Daniels Amish. They're all at sale prices. And now, we'll pay your sales tax. But it's only for a limited time at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Voted your favorite furniture store.
We're digging in on Highway 61 and getting ready to build a new Chrysler Winona. But we are packed with cars where the building is supposed to go, and we need to make room. During the Make This the Summer event, we have huge savings on our best models. New vehicles under $40,000 include a well-appointed Jeep Grand Cherokee or Ram 1500 Quad Cab. Save up to $10,000 on a new Ram heavy-duty truck or $11,000 off a new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. So come see us at our new location, Highway 61, Winona.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Check out our selection of Dakota vanities. They feature generous interior storage and come in a variety of styles. Get this sliding barn door vanity for $168.99 after rebate. Put the finishing touches on your bathroom with a faucet from Moen. Get this mica spot-resistant brush nickel faucet for $59.98 after 11% rebate at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, forever chemicals are estimated to be in the blood of 98% of Americans. Now, researchers say they found another reason why they're so prevalent in our systems. A new study looked at how much of the chemical is in pesticides used in agriculture. Researchers found apples, corn, kale, spinach, strawberries, and wheat are frequently sprayed with PFAS-containing pesticides. The study says PFAS pesticides are also used in insect-killing sprays in homes and flea treatments for pets. Another new study is indicating bowel movement frequency could be a signal for the risk of chronic disease. Researchers found constipation may indicate diseases like Parkinson's and kidney failure years prior to their formal diagnoses, but it's not entirely clear yet if constipation is an indicator of chronic disease or simply a side effect from it. It is a positive collaboration. A new model of healthcare is making a difference, providing medical aid to pets and their owners. The Humane Animal Rescue of Pittsburgh and Allegheny Health Network have teamed up, offering the routine services for both. Alexandra Todd has more.
This mobile veterinary van and medical clinic in Braddock, Pennsylvania,
yeah, you're the most important, huh?
Are treating 2- and 4-legged patients.
We know that people who have pets, they do for their pets what they won't necessarily do for themselves.
They get what they need first, and then me, I can do my stuff afterward.
The Humane Health Coalition is a partnership of Allegheny Health Network and Humane Animal Rescue of Pittsburgh. Last fall, for the humans, the mobile clinic added HIV, Hep C testing, vision exams, distribution of food, hygiene products, and clothing, while offering housing resources.
It's a way in which we can start to tackle some of the healthcare needs of people who have healthcare gaps.
They have social workers who have similar personal experiences that make the process less daunting.
It's important to meet people where they are, right? And if you're a good listener, your community will tell you what their needs are.
Kristen Yoder was homeless for 2 years. After she and her pets received care, she was finally able to get an apartment.
We didn't have a way to get to regular vet or get checkups or the shots that we needed. We had been bounced around. So this was very, very handy.
So far, they have hosted a dozen mobile health clinics reaching hundreds of dogs, cats, and their owners.
We offer spay and neuter vouchers, which helps the pet population. We offer microchips, which helps if a dog gets lost.
Because if the owner's not good, the pet's not going to be good, because the owner's not able to give the pet the love that it needs.
Organizers are hopeful this program will serve as a model and spread to other cities around the country.
The initiative, based on the CDC's One Health model of care, which stresses the health of people is closely connected to the health of animals and the environment. All right. Independent Living Resources, Inc. celebrated 30 years of service with a fundraising event. The fundraiser was held to help the nonprofit's mission of empowering people with disabilities to lead their best lives. The fundraiser included a chicken queue catered by Rooster Andy's. In addition, the nonprofit hosted an open house to showcase how it helps people with disabilities lead independent lives.
And justice, and also how important it is to have the disability vote. We want everyone to go out and vote this November.
The Caravan for Disability Freedom will continue its trip across America tomorrow with its next stop in Green Bay. UWL's Murphy Library is expanding its Mississippi River and Driftless area collection. The Driftless River Initiative aims to compile materials documenting the scientific, environmental, and cultural history of the region. New additions include field journals, river maps, and historical artifacts, complementing the library's existing academic works on the Driftless area.
What we're holding here are really things that have yet to really take, be made accessible to the public, and I think that's a pretty great opportunity for us to make that stuff exist in the world.
Much of the library's collection is online. We have a link for that on our digital platforms. A grant program is helping keep Viroqua green. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit dug into the story and explains the roots of this new project.
In the past few years, Viroqua has planted many young saplings along their boulevards. And now, thanks to a DNR grant, saplings like these can grow up to be big and tall.
We plant trees every year, sometimes we're between 30 and 50 a year, and we want to make sure those young trees get a good start.
Beginning this week, city workers are installing around 200 watering bags on young boulevard trees in need of extra watering assistance.
So we're focusing on trees that have been planted within the last 3 years, because those are the years that take the most for the tree to survive and establish their roots.
While we've had a rainier season, past dry summers have put stress on Viroqua's young trees.
Last year was a perfect example of that, and we had a significant amount of tree loss because of the hot weather, and we want to make sure the money we're spending on trees and the effort is successful.
The bags are covered through a DNR urban forestry grant. They hold 20 gallons of water and have small holes at the bottom. The water will slowly drip out of the bag and over the roots of the tree for around 5 to 8 hours, a technique that's extra beneficial to young saplings with growing roots.
So the tree bags really help have a high concentration of water on the singular spot in order to make sure that the soil is really saturated.
Homeowners who find the bags on their boulevard trees this summer are asked to fill them up once a week, unless it's been rainy.
End of the year, these bags come back to us. We're going to recollect them, and then we'll hopefully be able to use them year after year, so it won't just be a one-year program.
The grant program is also helping Viroqua branch out. Starting this fall, the city will be able to plant more than 50 trees annually in public spaces, thanks to extra funding from the grant. Reporting in Viroqua, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now, This Morning.
If the program is successful, it'll be a multi-year project with more trees planted over time. The time now is 6:38. Here's News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
I really want to know what that tree is, what type of tree that is. In fact, getting into some fog, low cloud activity right now. As far as the rain is concerned, like she was just saying, you're going to be seeing that the rain is a little bit well to our south and southeast over Mason City. Let's get into it real quick here. You can see over the last, say, a couple of hours, there was the rainfall that was bringing in some storm activity there over the last 2 hours. We spread it out now. You can see some decent storm activity, but it's leaving Mason City now, and it's well south of Prairie du Chien. You can see it's just missed them. Current temperatures right now, mid to upper 50s to the low to middle 60s, and it's a little bit comfortable out right now. Nothing in the way of humidity, but that's coming in the next few days. Observed wind speeds are light, but you can see the heaviest of the winds are well to our west where the rainfall is. Here's what we picked up as far as rainfall is from yesterday, about 3 p.m. to at least around 5 o'clock this morning. And you can see here a look ahead. We are going into some 60s and 70s to lead into a nice looking day with plenty of sunshine for everybody. We should get up to at least near 80 degrees at some locations. In fact, Eau Claire is looking at least middle 60s to upper to at least, getting into those upper 70s, possibly for them today as well. You're going to see about 79 for Red Wing, 76 for Eau Claire. They may stay there, 80 for La Crosse. Get out and enjoy it if you can, and have a wonderful day. All right, coming up in our Buzz Report, John Mayall has passed away at age 90. More on the pioneering blues artist and the statement that announced his passing. When we come back, stay with us. We'll have more about that.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Improving your home, improving your life with quality for less. Don't be fooled by free installation or buy this and get that free. Be assured this baloney is the road sign to high prices. Discover what thousands of your friends and neighbors have for over 30 years. The best price today and every day on windows and doors, bathrooms and kitchens, siding and gutters, sunrooms, decks, and pergolas. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse, since 1989.
I'm Tom Hammes from Maxwell White Water Conditioning. Have you been concerned about the quality of your water? Many homes in our area face issues like hard water, high iron, city-added chlorine, acidity, PFAS, and nitrates in their water. These can cause scale buildup, dry skin, stained laundry, health issues, appliance damage, and more. So don't let bad water affect your home and health. Call us today for a professional evaluation and start enjoying cleaner and safer water for you and your family. That's Maxwell White Water Conditioning, done right.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some Mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down with the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
All right, getting ahead of your weather here. We're looking at current temperatures in the 50s to the north and to the south. Well, we have middle 60s there, in between low to middle 60s. We're also going to see that rainfall, as I mentioned before. That's coming out of Mason City. It's already past them now. This is over the last 2 hours you're looking at, but some significant storms kind of arose out of that. In fact, it's south of Prairie du Chien, so they got lucky and are not getting swiped by some of that storm activity. Take a look for today. Patchy fog, then sunshine, and that's going to linger for everybody today. Late in the week and then into the weekend, we're going to go from below seasonal average temperatures to at seasonal average temperatures and then beyond. And we're going to warm it up as humidity starts to pick up, and that's going to mean some storm activity Sunday night going into Monday and Tuesday. Take a look, partly cloudy skies for you today, then scattered storms for the beginning of next week. Bear that in mind. And in fact, what's going to happen for us, we're going to see that hot and dry air right over the Four Corners region, and that means, hot and dry air is going to continue on across the area. It's going to build up some moisture as the ring of fire, and it brings that rainfall closer to us. We get in closer here with mild conditions here locally, and then that rainfall starts to move in, breaks down that ridge, and well, there's the storm activity in the form of showers to storms. Then we see the Batson area of low pressure kind of come in by the Twin Cities and rolls that rainfall right across us. It's going to continue to do that all the way into Monday with storm activity. Watch right where La Crosse is to the south of that. You're going to see storm activity bouncing in there. There's another one right there, and then continues to move out eastward out of the area by Tuesday, going into the 4 a.m. hour in the morning. Maybe a residual storm or two or a shower or two to finish out the early morning, and then we are done. Take a peek here. We're looking at the rainfall possibly all the way from a few hundredths of an inch getting up to possibly to around a half an inch. I would suspect we may see more somewhere around the area of about maybe 3/4 of an inch or just a wee bit more for some isolated areas. That being said, take a look at today. We get into the fog, low cloud activity getting out of the way by the late morning hours. You're looking pretty nice with plenty of sunshine for everybody. Going into the afternoon, it's going to continue to roll right with us. You're looking at temperatures in the 70s, maybe some 80s as well. You're also going to be picking up by Thursday in the morning. That fog gets out of the way again, and we're going to see some of that wind shift on us. We're going to see it coming out of the south, and eventually we'll close out the day looking fairly similar, just about, say, about 84 degrees. All right, that being said, we say today we're getting into sunshine early. La Crosse is going to do the same. A little cloud cover, then the sunshine is on the way by the late morning hours, and that's going to continue all the way into your early evening. Have a great day and get out and enjoy it if you can.
In our Morning Buzz report, actor, activist, and major Democratic donor George Clooney has endorsed Kamala Harris for president. In a statement, he praised President Biden's leadership, adding Biden was saving democracy by stepping aside. Earlier this month, Clooney wrote a New York Times op-ed warning Democrats they wouldn't win in November if Biden was their candidate. Clooney said the Joe Biden he saw during the debate with Donald Trump was not the Joe Biden of 2010 or even 2020. Musician John Mayall has died at the age of 90. The announcement stated Mayall's raw honesty, connection, community, and playing of his will continue to affect the music and culture we experience today and for generations to come. The blues musician was also recently announced as a 2024 inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Do anything you want. You're Joker.
Oscar winners Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga team up in the latest trailer for Joker Folie à Deux. The 2019 original is the highest grossing R-rated film in history. The sequel, a musical, premieres at the Venice Film Festival before hitting U.S. theaters October 4th.
I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever.
Deadpool is back, and he brought a frenemy with him in Deadpool and Wolverine. The first R-rated entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe brings the wildly popular characters together. Deadpool and Wolverine hits theaters this Friday. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. Ava is turning 8 today. She's always creative and outgoing. And Sawyer is also turning 8. He loves to play soccer and go swimming. Happy birthday to both of them, and you if you're celebrating. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. The time now is 6:48. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is just after the break.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, with the Summer Olympics right around the corner, Tony and I put our athletic skills to the test to learn to fence. You'll definitely want to stick around to see which one of us came out victorious. Plus, we have an important warning for homeowners in today's Money Watch. So-called zombie mortgages could pose a big danger, and we'll show you what to look out for. And actor Josh Hartnett will be here in studio to tell us about his new role in the M. Night Shyamalan movie, Trap. It's hitting theaters next week. We will have everything you need to know, and of course, more on the show. We'll see you at 7.
You'll soon vote on 2 misleading constitutional amendments. They're designed to trick voters into eliminating checks and balances in our government. It's a power grab to give the legislature the sole power to distribute emergency funding. Our legislature is ruled by bickering and gridlock. 6 months without passing a bill. Millions lost from their failures. So don't give them the sole power. Vote no to questions 1 and 2.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
Our founders at Home Furniture celebrate 50 years in business. Register in-store at homefurniture.com and enter to win over $1 million in furniture and mattress giveaways. There'll be winners in every location. One lucky winner gets a $10,000 furniture grand prize during our 50th anniversary sale. Shop today and get up to 15% off sale prices, plus no interest for 5 years on qualifying brand name mattresses. Celebrate 50 years of the best selection and value in the Midwest. That's why there's no place like home.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our health care and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it. By telling the heartwarming stories with the same consistency and dedication as the difficult ones. And being there when needed, all day, every day. We work hard for this trust, not just because we love what we do, but because we, like you, expect more. We are News 8 Now.
Celebrating 70 years, we're News 8 Now. See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com.
Welcome back. At 6:51, Congressman Derek Van Orden is doubling down on his call for Vice President Harris to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Biden from office. Van Orden is one of many GOP lawmakers who have called for President Biden's removal. They cite Biden's withdrawal from the 2024 race as proof of cognitive decline. Van Orden says that creates a national security concern.
This is a national security issue. So he is cognitively compromised to the point where he can't function and perform his constitutional duties. And I read the Constitution, Section 4 of the 25th Amendment is very specific. If the President of the United States is incapable of performing his or her duties, they need to be removed from office.
The 25th Amendment allows the Vice President to remove a president in the event they are no longer capable of fulfilling the duties of office. Constitutional experts say that would be controversial because the 25th Amendment was written with physical disabilities in mind, not cognitive. Vice President Kamala Harris met voters in the Milwaukee area for her first public event since President Biden left the race. Harris echoed Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin, who said the path to the presidency goes through Wisconsin. Biden won Wisconsin in 2020 by just 20,000 votes. Harris said she'd put her record as a former attorney general and U.S. senator against Donald Trump's any day of the week. She also leaned strongly into calls for restoring reproductive freedom.
We who believe in reproductive freedom will stop Donald Trump's extreme abortion bans because we trust women to make decisions about their own body.
Just like Harris, Baldwin will be on the ballot this fall as she seeks a third term. She touted her own record, fighting for reproductive freedoms and healthcare access.
Eric Hovde celebrated when Roe was overturned. Meanwhile, I am the one leading the effort to restore reproductive freedoms with my Women's Health Protection Act. I wrote the provision in the Affordable Care Act that allows young people to stay on their parents' health insurance until they turn 26.
Harris and Baldwin both thanked the president for his years of service, with Baldwin calling Sunday's decision an incredible act of patriotism. Happening today, President Joe Biden set to deliver a national address from the Oval Office on his decision to drop out of the race. The primetime speech will start at 7 tonight. It also comes as the White House is reporting the president is no longer testing positive for COVID. Undeveloped land on West Salem's east side could turn into housing. The county has owned that land since the 1800s. One part of the property is developed while the other is just cornfields. Housing is one of 3 options. Other options would be to do nothing or sell it to a developer. But District 27 Representative Paul Winch says housing is the most critical.
As the jobs increase in the industrial area and the size of the school district increases, there's a need for housing and it's walkable. And so that's why this is a wonderful opportunity. It's contiguous with the rest of the village.
The La Crosse County Board anticipates the population will increase in the county 10 to 15% by 2040.
All right, patchy fog to start your early morning. We'll see that recede back when we get into, say, at least 9 o'clock in the morning or so. Highs today expected with 70s to the low 80s. La Crosse seems to be one of the warmest areas in, of course, your forecast right before you. We'll go right into it to see how it all looks for you. 80 degrees today, 84 tomorrow with plenty of sunshine increasing for the next few days going into your weekend where humidity begins to build up. Temperatures jump into the upper 80s. Continue that all the way into next week around 90 degrees with rain and storms on the way for Monday and Tuesday.
All right, Art, thank you. Well, when you get home from work today, you might want to grab a lime and some salt because today is National Tequila Day. Tequila is made from fermenting the juice from the blue agave plant. That plant has a core called piña because it looks like a little pineapple. And did you know in order to call the resulting drink tequila, it must be made in a specific area of Mexico? You can celebrate National Tequila Day with a shot or maybe make some margaritas or a tequila sunrise. Yes, that would be perfect for the morning, right?
Just drink
Sun's
the
coming
tequila.
up. Or just drink it. That also works at this hour.
Well, I don't know.
Thank you for starting your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon.